What's up, y'all? So this video is a mashup of a couple days. I think first little bit is a quick little accessory workout I did late night at the firehouse. And then the rest of the video is from Saturday, I think this past Saturday, October 2nd-ish or something like that. Had a good lift and then followed it up with some throwing. So got in some good practice, and yes, my hair, I just saw it as I brought my head down. Been wearing a hat. We've got some good throwing in there, so I'm going to talk through a couple things that I've been working on. Maybe not the best thing for everyone to implement, depending on where you're at in your stage of throwing. That's something I kind of had a couple conversations with a couple different people. But I'll try to kind of throw a couple of the hints out, as well as talk through how the lifts went. And yeah, we'll give you the voiceover. Hope you guys are enjoying these. So we're going to get into what's probably the not most exciting part here, but there's good reason for why I'm throwing this in here, is I'm trying to give it a full encompass of how everything's going down, because I'm not showing all of training. I'm not showing a lot of it, honestly, as some of it's boring, kind of like this stuff. Like this day at the firehouse, we have a really small weight room, so it's kind of getting done what I can. And this was like at like 9 to 10 p.m. one night, just when we our calls kind of settled down. I got like 6 sets of lat pull downs in. I did a few sets of abs. I do some sort of abs every day. I did dumbbell RDLs and bird dog rows. So the rows weren't super heavy. And one thing I've tried to do, I don't know if I mentioned it before, is I've tried to scale back my workouts at the firehouse to be a little bit not as intense. And that being, if we do get a call, I need to be able to perform. So some people get up and train before work. I need, personally, as a strength athlete, for me, and for just knowing myself, I need to get as much sleep as I can. So I'm not one to get up early to try to get that in. But in lieu of that, I'm training on shift. And if it takes me a longer time to get my workout done, but I'm on shift, so be it. But this is just a few things that I've did this day. It was kind of short and sweet. It was just trying to get in some of the accessory work before we get into the main lift. That actually, this was, I guess, this wasn't a Friday night, was it? I think this was a Friday night, because it was literally the next morning that I went and did my other workout. And the reason this was a Friday night, I actually picked up a work sub shift for somebody. And I'm kind of trying to piece everything together. I don't remember recording these videos back to back to back, what I've said, but I'm recopying a training program that I did in the past where I felt dang near my strongest. I got a couple tweaks in there, kind of adjusted how I've done some Olympic lifting variations off of stuff that I've figured out that work for me or that I'm trying different in the past. And side note here, this is something I've been doing a lot more of, and I'm just going to give you all the angles, is some shoulder rotation stretches for my shoulder mobility. So this is an external rotation stretch. If you see, it's like an exaggerated front squat catch position. My hand's a little further back, but my left is actually worse than my right here, but my right internal rotation is way worse than my left. So you can see my right hand here doesn't even get close to the department on the t-shirt. And when I switch to my left, the left gets a lot higher. And what I'm doing with my left hand right now is pulling forward, trying to pull my right hand off of my back. Doing this and improving is to the point I can is when we turn our air packs on and off with our right hand. As you see, my right struggles with the internal rotation. It's gotten so much better that I can now turn my air pack off and on, or can turn it on with my right hand. So early the next morning, I think it's like 9 o'clock here, or a little before 8:45, literally following that workout, as I come in and I get my Olympic lifts and some throwing in. And I decided to lift first before I threw, just to get the body moving this day. It was going to be kind of a speedier lift, being snatches was primarily what we did. But I've been toying with some muscle snatches just for fun, really. I don't think it's really going to transfer. It might build, transfer to throwing is really what I'm thinking. If anything, I normally try to use straps to save my grip, but after having a conversation with Sean Rigsby, just some funny back and forth between him and I decided to try these without contact and without straps today, just to see kind of where I'm at. I've never done muscle snatches without making contact, so it's just a different challenge, and trying to do something different, challenging me to really kind of use muscle coordination here. And then I got into some block snatches that went and felt pretty good this day. And, my goal has been to actually push my full variations, so my actual full clean, my full snatch up a little bit, because I think when I push those higher, my power variations get better. I like using the power variations as a thrower. Don't ask me. I don't even remember that rep ever happening. Oh, I know what happened here, and I can't believe I didn't edit this out. I felt uneven on the bar, so I just had to restop, double check. It felt way heavier on the left side, so reset up and everything went fine. A little weird, got in my head a little bit. It's like, what's going on here? But snatch has been feeling pretty good. The very last rep got a little squirrely on my right shoulder, but all intents and purposes, I'm trying to push my full snatch to see if my power snatches go better. It's something I felt like my powers were doing better in the past when my full variations were pushed harder. Obviously, there's going to be a direct correlation between the two, but without focusing on the fulls at all, the powers have not improved like I'd want them to. So we're trying to kind of find the mix between the two of those there. Using the blocks kind of save the back a little bit and forcing you to be a little faster. But these worked out pretty good. I went to 100 and kind of gauged how things went after 100. I think we went 103, 106 on the day. I'm trying to get around using the solid numbers all the time, trying to get away from 100 kilos, 105 kilos, or those solid 5 kilo increments that I always make those jumps to so that I can kind of get out of my head with them. And this 103 actually is probably the best feeling set on the day before we go to 106. So this is what works for me personally. I believe in the Olympic lift variations, and it's maybe not the best carryover, but I enjoy doing them. And I'm going to have fun training if I'm going to be spending time training. Is it going to help? Probably. Is it going to be the best thing that I need? No, maybe not. I don't have the direct answer for you. The best thing is probably throwing more and just getting brutally strong. But hey, I enjoy them. I'm going to keep doing them. So today, I believe this was the shoulder saver bench press. Yep, I can see it on the bar there. I was doing triples, I think, or doubles. I can't quite remember. Paired with, this is a cambered bar bent over row. I don't think you can see the cambered bar here. I was doing a pin lay row, so a dead stop row, bar setting all the way to the ground. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of body English with these, and that's okay, in my opinion. I'm just trying to really hit that full range of motion since the bar has that cutout around your body. I was absolutely sweating my butt off this day. I wrung out my t-shirt that I was wearing before this. So we got a quick shirtless, a couple videos and some shirtless throwing for you for a little bit. Actually, this was on Sunday, actually. I know it was a Sunday morning because I ended up throwing at the church, and the church was in service, so I ended up putting a shirt on. So did a down set here. Didn't work up too crazy heavy, nothing close to what I've hit in the past, but I haven't been benching because I'm trying to find some ways to help my shoulders out. And not benching has seemed to do a little bit of good, specifically from range of motion, honestly. And I care more about trying to hit some Olympic lifts than a big bench press right now. So I ended up dropped to 90 kilos for 20. So now I went into some shot put practice. And actually, these were the first couple. That was literally the first throw on the day. Nice and relaxed. I hadn't pulled a tape on anything at this point to know like kind of how far these first couple were. The idea was just trying to get moving here on these first couple throws. And one thing I've really been working on, or what I worked on this practice, was trying to stay wrapped more. After I watched more of the videos, I'm opening still too early. It's been a bad habit of mine, and it's slowly gotten better. And as it's gotten better, my throws have improved. As simple as that. The simplest cue of staying wrapped more. And whatever you have to do to kind of do that, trying to get the feet turning while keeping the shoulders turned back towards the back of the circle. For me, if I reach my left hand towards the back of the circle, that tends to help. And then another one I've also tried to mix in lately, I've got to the point in my career where trying to speed some things up is helping a little bit more. So I've always tried to do this slow to fast progression, but I've gotten to a point where speeding things up is something that I'm trying to do. So it took, I think, only 9 throws with the open stones. I didn't even count there. And they went very well, better than expected for having not thrown in a month. I haven't thrown the stones or the shot puts in a month since literally Amateur Worlds. I don't think I've thrown them. Just hadn't had a chance with, I got some class going on with work and hunt season open. Just not had to put a lot of time into it. But Braemar went okay as well. So this is a 20-pound shot put here. Those went okay for literally, like I said, having the break. I'm excited with how the numbers were after break, so hoping a little more consistency goes well.
Is right now. We've been kind of semi-drought. Started pouring that water over here. Kind of poured a strip right in front of these hammers to about right here, right? Little like 4-foot wide strip. And my water is just running across the ground. It's all the way over here, about another 4 feet away, instead of soaking in. Thanks, Red Clay.
Well, the ground's hard. And this doesn't need much introduction. First, warm up. Now the second.
You gotta be fucking kidding.
Pardon the language. So let's go ahead and try to throw them and see what happens. Actually brought two spare handles. Always do bring two spare handles. And actually tried some different cues. Threw my hands up there. Was like, wow, I can't believe that one didn't break. Tried some different cues today. Trying to get back. I hadn't thrown these in a while. Once again, since really Amateur Worlds and practicing for it, and really happy. These were all the light hammers. Really happy with how they went today. First time trying a different cue and kind of staying relaxed. Happy with how they went, staying relaxed. I did not try to throw these all out. There gets some grunting, and yes, you try to speed up, but this was not all out. The cue I worked was my hips more, trying to counter with my hip versus my knees. Trying not to get too far over the front, and trying to still, once again, need to be longer. The arms need to stretch out more. Still need to be straighter, but started very relaxed on that first wind, just trying to get the ball up on this left side, and then really trying to counter with the right hip instead of the legs. It went well. Thanks for watching. That's it.